the decision to stall all further processes is in June 21. But just see the chart that is given for Navy. Because they say that the decision to but they are saying that so far as Agniveer is concerned, that all future recruitments in all the three services will be through Agniveer. Yes. Yes. No, maybe the recruitment process may be different, but their decision to go in for all future recruitments through Agniveer, they are saying, was kind of taken or not taken, contemplated in June 21. And they say that that is the reason why we put the recruitments which were pursuant to the advertisement of December 19 on hold, and we kept it on hold for a year thereafter. And after one more year in June 22, they say that they announced this through a press conference. Now, my lord, if that was the case, then obviously the fresh recruitments for all the three services would have been and should have been put on hold in June 21. But if your lordship just takes the Navy chart that they have given, which we have mentioned in our rejoinder, that they're saying that no, everything was put on hold thereafter is not correct, because in Navy, just see the Navy chart. Now, second last of this, it says batch year August 21. We have annexed that advertisement. They say advertisement is of April 21. That advertisement is in our rejoinder. I'll just give your lordship that page. So advertisement is of April 21. And the recruitment, they say, is completed in August 21. And in August 21, they issue it's the advertisement. August 21 and February 22. Yes, in August 21 and February 22, they enroll almost 7,000 people, Navy men. And that is post June 21, when, according to the oral submissions of the government, they have not said this on affidavit so far. They are saying it orally. If your lordship sees what they say on affidavit about this Agniveer, it's not that they were saying that this Agniveer was prior and therefore, sorry, not Agniveer, I mean the rally recruitment was prior. They said in their affidavit at para 82, what they said was, I further respectfully state and submit that the discrimination alleged by the petitioner vis-a-vis candidates selected through rallies is also untenable and liable to be rejected. It is submitted that in addition to STAR, which is our kind of recruitment rallies are conducted in various locations to increase intake from low response tribal, hilly and remote areas of the country so as to maintain demographic balance in the Air Force. Rallies are conducted with shorter preparatory timelines, and all activities pertaining to written test, physical test and adaptability test are conducted on a single day. Successful candidates are thereafter recommended for medical exam. Rallies are conducted for certain trades. Now, it is the admitted case that these rallies were precisely for those trades for which we had applied. Our process is a longer process in the sense that there is an exam, thereafter there is a medical test, thereafter there is a suitability test and so on. We went through all that. They are saying rally is all done, everything is done in one day. And therefore you can't claim discrimination. They are not saying here that no, we conducted the rallies prior. And therefore, that by that time the decision had not been taken. They are saying rallies are a different process.
The point we asked, but as far as the army is concerned,
I'm not Army, Lord. I'm on Air Force.
you are an Air Force.
I'm on Air Force. I'm on Air Force and Navy. I'm not going into Army. I'm saying, so they have one argument which says that in June 21, soon after the declaration of our result, they put all recruitments on hold, and the rally recruitments in Air Force were conducted prior to June 21, were made prior to June 21. This is one argument, one leg of the argument. To that, my response is that so far as the decision to put recruitments on hold is concerned, that decision was common to all the three forces, because the decision to go in for Agniveer was common for all the three forces. Therefore, how did they conduct and induct Navy in August 21 and February 22? Which they did, and large numbers, not small numbers, large numbers. Yes. The second argument is that no, rally recruitment is different. You can't claim parity. Why is it different? They say two things. It is different because it is to maintain demographic balance. It is done in hilly, tribal, remote areas. Now I showed that the recruitment was done in metropolitan cities like Delhi, Bhopal, etc., etc. Therefore, it is not merely tribal areas, etc. Now, the second argument that they make is that it is different because it's all done in one day. Your recruitment takes 1.5 years. Our recruitment took 1.5 years. There they say it's all done in one day. Now, is that a ground for saying that for the same posts, for the same job, we are happy to take people on this fast track recruitment of one day, but we are not willing to take people who have been recruited after an elaborate process running into 1.5 years? Lord, just look at these people, the petitioners in this case. Just look at their plight. Is it fair? Is it reasonable to tell them, you have put your life on hold for the last 2.5 years? After 2.5 years, you are told, more than 1 year after you have been declared selected. 1.5 years they go through the process. After 1.5 years, they declare the results. In those results, I am selected, my lord, all my medical tests, everything is done. Only the letter has to be issued. For 1 year thereafter, they keep telling us, hey, look, there's some delay. First they say COVID, then they say administrative reasons, and it will be done shortly. Keep checking. We put our lives on hold. We don't apply for any other jobs knowing that we have been selected. We don't even take up jobs which we had applied for earlier and which we had got. We don't take up those jobs. And in the meantime, they go on recruiting people even after declaration of our result. Of course, well after our advertisement, they recruit people in the Air Force. Much after our advertisement. But they say it's all done fast track in one day. But they say, therefore, my lord, I respectfully submit, my lord, it would be totally arbitrary, unfair, and hit by the doctrine of legitimate expectation to allow them to cancel this recruitment and leave these people completely at bay. I mean, these people have put their lives on hold for 2.5 years. And now you are saying you go away?
Might not be weekly for 2.5, but definitely yes.
2.5. 2.5 because
April 2019,
yes,
but the examination is only in November 10.
very well.
Therefore,
2 years, 1.5 years.
so they must cancel the examination itself because the examination is, the first exam was November 20. The second was in January 21. And the result, the select list is published in May 21.
Correct. The after medical exam, etc. After medical exam, aptitude test, whatever. Now the question is, my lord, because that same select list says some people were found to be medically unfit, etc. But most of the people were found to be medically fit in that select list of 31st May. Now the question is, my lord, those people who were selected after a process which ran for 1.5 years, the fact that they delayed the exam, etc., is not my fault. The exam got delayed due to
But sir, why do you not take the Aggie, the Aggie
because they
and the people in Haryana in September 20?
because
There was another examination was conducted for the same
that is
thing.
mhm, because that is
It can be an argument for the response.
yeah.
The argument is also that nuclear, we did, had it been their endeavor, that we are stopping all recruitment for army because of a contemplated decision.
Yeah.
They would not have gone through certain process. The fact that they went through certain process shows that they did not want to put the entire army on hold in anticipation of an Agni leave. But wherever possible, they have come to. They are partial or that we wanted to avoid the star
Yes, yes.
altogether. So,
Correct, your lordship is right. I'm not saying, I'm saying that this is arbitrary because clearly it was not a decision to put on hold all recruitments of the three forces altogether. That was not their decision. If that had been their decision, two things would have happened. First, my lord, they would have informed us that due to we are considering a new process of recruitment and therefore we are putting your thing on hold. Please wait till. They didn't tell us that. They kept telling us that due to administrative reasons it is being delayed. And therefore, we kept waiting. We were expecting that now it will come, now it will come, now it will come. Their rallies were district wise. Were they district wise? District wise.
it was a state
District wise, probably.
the academic Senate here is 109.
Yes.
This was the entire state of Pakistan. Therefore, was in the state.
Maybe state wise. Maybe state wise. But in any case, my lord, the thing is that we were at a stage where we were expecting our results at any time. Our exams had happened.
No, sir, that is the point.
Yes.
We had not even taken the we had not even taken the case when examination started on the 4th of November 2020. So when this assessment came in September 2020, the phase one of the star intake had not even taken.
Maybe, my lord, some of those people may not have been from these states where at that time they had advertised those rallies. So they probably thought that.
Delhi is November 2020, a month later, and Haryana is September 2020.
So, my lord, those people who had done well in the exams, etc., who were medically fit, they must have thought that our recruitment will happen, and therefore there is no need to go through this rally. I have seen, my lord, from my own eyes, what happens in these so-called rally recruitments. I have a house in Palampur in Himachal. If you pass the place where the rally recruitments take place, there is a queue of 3 kilometers, 3 kilometers of people who are trying to, and when they will, who will reach, by what time, etc. 3 kilometers, because there is such intense demand, at least in a state like Himachal, for getting into the army or getting into the forces, etc. So the question is, my lord, they needed people. It's not that the demand had dried up. They needed those people. A recruitment which was at a very advanced stage, where almost everything had been done, only the letters had to be issued. And for achieving an objective which you are hoping to achieve over the next 10 years. Year by year, year by year, year by year. I'm not on that, Lord. I'm saying your Lordship has to judge whether what they have done is unfair, arbitrary, discriminatory. Yes.
That after May 21,
Yes.
lead for 1 year,
Yes.
what we told about your prospects. How will it affect the expectation vis-a-vis their argument that we are still not very clear and we are wanting to see whether responsibility is true or not. That is the examination which you have to do on this side to say whether this is an answer for legitimate.
Yes, my Lord. My answer to that is threefold. First, my Lord, the fact that by June 2021 they had not put all recruitments in the three forces on hold is clear from the Navy recruitments which took place in August 21 and February 22, and large number of Navy recruitments. Therefore, my Lord, that decision had clearly not been taken to put everything on hold. Now they can say, no, but we decided to put Air Force on hold while we continued with Navy and Army, etc. I mean, there has to be some logic to that. Why do you say, and Air Force needed people, and you had made these people go through a very rigorous process over a period of 1.5 years already, and you had published their select list, provisional select list, told them that you are going to be recruited and that the letters would be issued thereafter, then, my Lord, the reasonableness of such a decision has to be judged from all these things. That is, A, you allow this process to go on for 1.5 years, publish the select list. B, you thereafter for more than 1 year, you keep telling them that it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, just keep checking. Till May 22, they kept saying that you keep checking. There is some administrative delay, etc. C, they are still going ahead with other recruitments in other forces, etc. And D, my Lord, in the meantime, these people have lost, not just overage, they virtually put their lives on hold. They stopped applying, they stopped taking up other jobs, etc. Because everybody wants in this country, my Lord, to get a job in the forces. Most people want. So therefore, my Lord, I submit that in the totality of these circumstances, whether your Lordship holds that it is hit by promissory estoppel, or whether your Lordship holds that it is hit by legitimate expectation, Either way, my lord, I submit that such a decision is totally unfair and totally unreasonable, and my lord, in my respectful submission, arbitrary. To not to deny these people who had gone through everything, who had put their lives on hold, the recruitment. This is my respectful submission, my lord, and I'll hand over those the cases on legitimate expectation. Not required. Will short note.
Or just instead of
Short note with the quotations.
yes, the citation, that's it.
The citations and quotations, short quotations.
And the parag numbers of this.
Yeah, there are also judgments, my lord, on the same thing, where the railway decided to cancel something, etc. Supreme Court said you can't do it arbitrarily like this. It's true that the people do not get an indefeasible right to get appointed merely because the recruitment process has begun. That's true. But you can't cancel that arbitrarily at an advanced stage. You can't do that.
No, you have the part. That's okay, but that's the most striking.
Yes, Malad, I will endeavor to answer, Malad. Actually, Malads, the problem happens when Malads, when an effort is made to Malads understand the intricacies of a service, and Malads to appreciate Army, Air Force, Navy, all three on the same plane. Malads, till 31st May 2021, we have carried on with whatever recruitment we could, given the nature of circumstances. Navy is the only service which took special mileage. They modified their exam. If your lordships have the Navy chart, they were the only service who modified their. Navy works on a completely different plane. Though a decision of Agnipath is taken for all three, but Navy already has one batch holiday already given. If your lordships see, February 2021 is a batch holiday given. So no batch was there. Now, your lordships have batch holiday. So your lordships see that batch holiday means not a single person joins the academy for training. Every year, Navy also has 2 batches. Navy also follows an Air Force system of the calendar year. They have 2 intakes in a year. One batch holiday means the entire batch holiday is there. There is no recruit. Now, my lords, Navy has peculiar conditions. These are not, my lords, Air Force, my lords, the people who are working on the aircrafts, etc., who are flying or working engineers, mechanics, etc., they're all on ground. Navy, I'm sorry? But, my lords, sailors, officers, they have to be on ship. They have to be on submarines. So, Navy is the only one. They modified their plan. They took approvals, my lords, and my lords had this because they could not do without for the whole year.
There was one batch.
Air Force, I'm sorry, I did not interrupt, sir. I'm sorry, please permit me to answer, sir. These are technical issues. I'm sorry. Well, my respectful submission is that Navy and Air Force cannot be treated in this. Now Army and Air Force has not carried out any recruitment after 1st June 2021. Navy could not afford to have. Yes, my lords.
Second intake of 2025.
Yes, my lords. Yes, my lords. Yes. Yes, my lords. Yes, my lords. Lordships. Lordships. Yes. No advertisement, no show. Yes. Till February 2021 also it's fine. I only have to explain the batch that gets completed. Yes, so the last 2 batches are the only ones that I have to explain. And my lords may kindly have now the second last page. We'll put this on affidavit, my lords. This is the modified recruitment procedure which the Navy has, my lords, got taken approvals for. There is something called, my lords, we can't do without. We can't have batch holidays because that is the exigency of Navy. One batch holiday we had to take, but for the whole year, this impacts the operational capabilities and operational readiness of the Indian Navy, which cannot happen at any cost. So, my lords, it's all right to say Article 14, Article 19, 21, my lords, and compare, my lords. This is chalk and cheese. This is not, my lords, apples versus apples. Navy, Air Force, Army, they're all military services, but they are, my lords, they are assigned to do their specific roles, responsibilities. They have their own, my lords. We have the kind of, my lords, work and duties that they have to do. They're on completely different planes. Theatre commands are now being developed, but, my lords, that is more for coordination. Otherwise, they have their very, very different realities.
And the army.
Yes. So army did not need to, my lords, army could afford to continue without impacting its operational readiness, whereas Navy could not. We will put it on affidavit, my lords. Navy is the only service that has carried out with a modified Malad, I also have this figure I wanted to give to your lordships. Malad, I'll put it on the affidavit. Malad, 21 to 23-year-olds. In fact, lordships put it to them that why did they not participate? Many of them would have. We can't, my lords, collate. There are lakhs and lakhs of people. Army, my lords, total people who registered for Agniveers, 21 to 23-year-olds, are 10,48,300. 10,48,300 have taken advantage of that 2-year window, and where the total enrollment for Army is 34,63,000 men, 2,23,000 odd women. Air Force also, we took the figure because Navy really did not suffer, but we'll give the Navy's figure also. Air Force, 1,91,000 registered between 21 to 23 age. And that's large number of, we are far oversubscribed. And we've given that data in our additional affidavit. We've given status of the Agniveer recruitments as to where they are. Your lordships will find that's the last annexure in our additional affidavit, Malads. We'll put all this in the affidavit. Your lordships may, Malads, kindly, Malads, I made this submission yesterday also. We will give our affidavit by Monday, Malads. We will give our affidavit by Monday, lordships may. Malads, lordship may, Malads, consider one aspect. There are several things.
He's also having a lot of changes, right?
My lords, one thing your lordships will consider, kindly consider, my lords. Your lordships are dealing with the defense policy, my lords. There are several things we have said. Yes, my lords. Yes, my lords. But my lords, a lot, my lords, lordship may kindly consider that a lot, my lords, we did not argue. My request is your lordship may take it as argued. A lot we have said on affidavit, a lot we could not say on affidavit, my lords, because this impacts the nation's capability and readiness to be future ready, to be war ready. And my lords, we have tried to endeavor that we have acted in the most bona fide manner. So, my lords, again, my lords, till 31st of May 2021, wherever we could, we have carried down by whatever manner we could. And after that, only where we could not do without. They say that last of the fighter pilots has already been born in the world. It won't be born anymore because future of warfare, of air warfare, is going to be all unmanned aircrafts. But my lords, for army, my lords, if you still go to the post on Rajouri, my lords, it's eyeball to eyeball with the enemy. For navy, my lords, they are 2 years to 3 years on the ships and submarines, and that training has to continuously happen. It's not like, so my lords, the peculiarities of each service to be operational ready is very, very unique, my lords. And it's Colonel, my lords. Colonel. That's Colonel. He's, yes, my lords. Yes, yes, my lords. My lords, we have a huge strength of 32 lakh veterans, my lords. They're all experts, but with different opinions, my lords. I'm very grateful, my lords. I'm
One
very grateful.
fact, my lord. The learned ASG, I have very great respect for her, my lord, for her intelligence, for her diligence, etc. Absolutely outstanding law officer of the government. Now, at para 71 of their counter affidavit, they say, because she tried to distinguish Navy and Air Force by saying that Navy, because one batch was cancelled, therefore they were operationally short, and therefore they needed to go in for this recruitment. But one batch, the same batch in the Air Force was also cancelled according to their own statement on affidavit.
Probably a one-time shot in Navy cannot be equated to one-man shot in the Air Force. It cannot be equated to one-man shot in the Army.
They have,
And therefore, she said that since all of them are on an entirely different page, the fact that an exam was held or not held cannot be compared. That's why she says it is like comparing.
but they have never said
That was
so.
the background in which she had.
Yeah, but they have never said that on affidavit. What they have said on affidavit is that what they say on affidavit is that it was put on hold. For they say, I state and submit that the actual intake 2 of 21. First they said 1 of 21 was converted into 2 of 21. 1 of 21 batch was cancelled because of this COVID, etc. in Air Force. Then they say it was converted into 2 of 21. That is our batch. Was put on hold by the government of India due to spread of COVID-19 in the second wave and the unforeseeable trajectory that COVID-19 was likely to follow. This is para 73 of their counter. It is submitted that going by the medical advice, it was not considered appropriate to assemble such a large mass of trainees, 4,000 approximately, at the training institute for the initial training. Thereafter, the situation did not attain the desired level of stability for a long time for initiating the training of such a large number of personnel in the training institute. But for Navy, in August 2022, they went in for August 2021, they went in for training of 3,549 people. They say Air Force, 4,000 people, we can't send on training because of COVID at that time. But Navy, they sent 3,500 people for training at the same time. So therefore, my lord, to say that Air Force is different, Navy is different, etc., is all right. I mean, everything is different. But the question is, what was the reason why they put this on hold? They say the reason was that by June 21, because this Agniveer was now under serious consideration, therefore we decided to put it on hold. If that argument and that fact is correct, then they ought to have put even the Navy recruitments on hold, because Agniveer was for everybody, was for all the three services. Now they say, Air Force is different, Navy is different, operational requirement. They have not said so in affidavit anywhere. that there was such great urgency for the for the Navy that we had to recruit for Navy even in February 22, etc. But there was no such urgency for Air Force. They tried to make a distinction by saying that one batch was cancelled. One batch was cancelled for us also. For Air Force also, they converted. Every year they have two. One of 21 was converted into 2 of 21 because of, they say so in so many words in para 71 of their affidavit, that our batch was cancelled and therefore 1 of 21 was converted into 2 of 21. So therefore, my Lord, there is no real reason why our recruitment should not have gone through. And it's very unfair to tell these people after so many years. Very, very unfair. It destroyed their lives altogether and they have become overage for. So therefore, I respectfully submit, Lord, that at least, and there is operational requirement is there. It's not that operational requirement is not there in the Air Force, etc. That is there because batches were cancelled. I am obliged.
If you read that, what has been submitted right now, 1st June 2021, is not in their own counter. There is an improvisation of what is stated on affidavit and what is being submitted on
Milords, in item 58, Milords, my petition contained both the things, Milords. One, the challenge to Agniveer scheme. Second, Milords, to the recruitment which started, directions with regard to the recruitment which started in the year 2019, Milords. When Agniveer was being argued, Milords, I followed the arguments raised by my friend and by Colonel Amit and these people, Milords. When the arguments with regard to recruitment were raised by Mr. Bhushan, I adopted those arguments, Milords. My only small submission is, Milords, that I may be permitted to file a written submission, small written submission, so that I may also bring my the case laws of my humble license.
May it please, my lords. My lords, I will not, I'll make an endeavor to just give some factual clarity and not compare Army, Navy and Air Force. I understand. Yes, in addition, my lord, I am not going to repeat the points of Navy. I get what is falling from your lordships. On the aspect of the CEE, Common Entrance Exam, which is only linked to the Army because Air Force calls it STAR. It was submitted that there was no exam after November 20. But on 12th July, and that is because of administrative difficulties. That has nothing to do with preparedness or the interest of the security or all that. Because of COVID, because of administrative difficulty, we did not hold any exam after November 2020 is the submission. Then how come on 12th July 2021, there was a written exam for intake 1 of 2022? On the one hand, they're saying no exam. On the other hand, they're saying that in June 2021, we already decided because Agniveer was on our mind that we will hold. Then why in July are you conducting the exam and leading the kids to believe that they have an opportunity? Put it on hold. That is the one thing. Second thing, to put context again, in the context of these rallies, administrative difficulties and all that, my lords will appreciate, the devil is in the details. My lords will appreciate that in a rally or a daur, which is the physical part, 3-kilometer line, 6,000 to 7,000 candidates are appearing. In a written exam, and you need maybe help of administrative support of the local bodies. But the exams are in cantonment area. They're in Fort William and places like that. Only 2,000 candidates, which can be split. And admit cards were also being issued and reissued in this time in 2021, repeatedly. But the exam is being postponed. You don't have to lead them on. Just tell them it's on hold. That's a different scenario. Because, my lord, we have to compare here manifest arbitrariness versus legitimate expectation, no indefensible right and all that. Because manifest arbitrariness will cut through everything. The next point, my lord, I wish to canvass is that in the same state, in Ajmer, there is a rally happening. Same time in Jodhpur, the CE is being cancelled. So you are conducting something for 7,000 people. We're cancelling something for 2,000 in the same state. And these are conducted by Army recruitment offices, AROs. And it is well known, Indian Army has never failed the nation. They can very easily. I am almost going there because I do not know what else to say. I don't have all the facts. I agree. I agree. But they can announce it. They can say, we have decided. I'm sorry, madam. May I answer that? All I'm saying is, in that scenario, I appreciate that there are difficulties. The government can simply say that, look, this is all on hold. Why are you reissuing admit cards again and again and again and telling that exam will be conducted in 2021? Yes, yes. Now, my lord, on this, I won't repeat the Navy points because it has already been said. Now, a very important point that we have to consider, my lord, is that even for the women CEE, letters were being issued. They say 167 candidates are provisionally selected for Assam in Marini district. And this is on 15th of November 2021. But then nothing happens. This is November 2021, where decision of Agniveer is already there in June. Now, coming to the regional aspect, there are also some national recruitment that AROs conduct, for example, for Battalion of the Guards. That is not region specific. Now, my lord, coming to the last point, which is very important because already these points are before my lords. I will also put a short 3-page written submission with page numbers. One thing we have, let's say, now assuming, my lords, that my lords find that yes, there has been arbitrariness and nothing will go wrong in the interest of national security if some more people are inducted, because Agniveer itself will take 10-15 years to show impact. Or the union government may also say, okay, we will come to a compromise and induct these kids. They have themselves said in the counter that 21 to 23 will increase the age for the general soldiers, then who are actually going to do physical fighting, hand-to-hand combat. Now, for the technical entry, who will not be doing hand-to-hand combat, possibly sitting on a computer or fixing machines, why not increase their age? Yes, yes. Yes. I will answer that because in every year, in any armed force, even if you're a cook, you have to go through physical test. If you fail, you will be chucked out. Army is a pyramid structure, all these forces. Moment you're physically unfit, regardless of your rank, you're out. So there is no concern that somebody unfit will continue and drag the preparedness back. No, I'm just saying, to answer what fell from my lord, that preparedness is always going to be there. Admit cards, letters also say when you join, we'll test you again physically. My lords can't. But when there is so much arbitrariness, and I am not saying nullifieds because I'm being restrained. Yes, my lord. Yes, ma'am. Only one action. They knew about it since June. They're leading people on from July, October, November, December. Yes, yes, my lord. Only on the age relaxation. Only on the age relaxation. Because if my lords hold in our favor, then the age will come in the way of some candidates who are above 23. Increasing from 23 to 25 will still mean that these candidates will keep being tested medically every year. The retirement age will be what it is, 35, 40, or based on medical fitness, they can be even chucked out sooner. And therefore, this relaxation is also required. They say in the counter, we've increased it from 21 to 23. But that is a little misleading because they're not commenting on that people who need a relaxation from 23 to 25. So when commandos can operate at 30, why not take them in? If they're medically unfit, you throw them out. That process is already there. No, my lords can. My lords can in this case only on the aspect. My lord. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Yes, ma'am. I appreciate that. So that is the long and short of our arguments, that there has been, it's evident what has happened. And therefore, my lords will take that into consideration. I'm obliged.
Sorry, you are right. Yes, it's secrets ACC. So what confused? Naturally,
Please, madam.
I learned that I was lawyer. I have no sheets of check.
Please, madam.
And here, here, unfortunately, it was not here. That's the rights, the type of it became a sailor in the that ACC and it was based on the office.
My lord's life takes a stick. I am a lawyer because I failed a pilot aptitude test, my lords. I had gone to get commissioned in the Air Force. So, destiny finds us.
Somebody, friend of his, was asked by his relatives, why do you want to become a lawyer? Haven't you seen that lawyers sit under a tree and go around in front clothes, etc.? Nobody in the family is a lawyer. How will your practice succeed? So it's not law is the best profession. चल गई तो मोतीलाल, नहीं चली तो जवाहरलाल.
It's a nice one.
For the first time, we appreciate it.
We are very grateful, my lords, for your lordship's very patient hearing to all of us, my lords, accommodating us. We'll file our affidavit by Monday, my lords.
Before vacations.
Yes, ma'am.
Before vacation,
Please, ma'am. Please, ma'am.
Because we have 11 days time there.
Very grateful to your lordships and apologize to my learned colleagues on the other side. While it breaks your train of thought, I'm sorry. Grateful.
yes, anyone wants to do final hearing? Any final hearing? No. Sir, see, nobody is there to do final hearing.
So this is a serious problem actually.
There's too much.
This is a serious problem. Actually, one way the problem is also because there is no expectation that there will be final hearings.
We have this problem every day.
I know. So then, Lord, what your Lordship needs to do is fix the time for hearing the final hearing from 3 or whatever, and then say that now no adjournments, etc., will be given unless there is something very special. So that's the only way.
My lord, may I mention one thing? There is one regular matter. In fact, it will take hardly 5 minutes because, in fact, the government has conceived and even the prayer has been executed. No, not my lord, not right to education. There is in regular matter, regular 13. I was having only one request. In fact, what happened? Ki prayer has been accepted by government and even if it has been subsequently implemented. So if my lord may list it on any regular, it is sorry. This is a regular matter, so that's why daily that comes in both. If any particular with advance, it will take hardly 5 minutes, my lord. Man, because hardly 5 minutes it will take that.
At least one regular matter, some people will be to the regular.
Man.
Please, my lord, sir, my lord, sir, I'm appearing in regular matters, item number 11 matters.
You want to do it?
My lord, sir, I'm ready for 5 minutes.
Who's there?
That's the other problem. That's why your Lordship writes on the list that now from 3 o'clock regular matters will be taken up and
They will
then
not be adjourned.
they will not be.
Something of that sort.
Obliged. Please.